Today, I will be giving you the top 5 most overpowered weapons that you should be using right now in Warzone. Quickly, I'd like to shout out Noti Gang. If you guys would like to see more top 5 best class setups and high kill gameplays daily, subscribe, drop a like on the video. It really does help push it out and gives us more exposure. Without further ado, loadout number 1. Of course, I'm gonna start off with the NZ41. This thing's not only overpowered, it's just so broken. It kills in like 3 to 4 shots. By far the most meta weapon right now in Warzone. So starting off, I throw on the MX silencer. You just get a little bit of everything. Sound suppression, you're off the radar. Horizontal and vertical recoil control, so it's easier to control and you can land more shots, and damage range, which makes the NZ41 more overpowered at longer range engagements. For the barrel, you're going to want to go with the Orb Weaver 360. It makes it highly accurate and controllable, so it makes it have little to no recoil. We get bullet velocity, so it's more viable at long range gunfights. For the optic, I see a lot of people rocking the G16, but for better and more clear, precise accuracy at long ranges, I think the SVT is way better because you're able to zoom in as well. Just so much more precise in my opinion. For the stock, I have the Orb Weaver E-Pack. You get recoil control, recoil recovery, accuracy, flinch resistance. Basically, anytime you're shot at, your gun doesn't bounce up in the sky. You're still right on target. It is ridiculous. For the underbarrel, I go with the Strife Angled. You just get horizontal recoil control. I think this is actually way better than the M1941 hand stop. I've actually found a lot more success using the Strife Angled. For the ammunition type, I rock the 50 round. It's the largest magazine. You get an increase in fire rate, which leads to a faster time to kill. Little bit of a movement speed, which is nice because this thing is really slow, so that comes in handy. And you get recoil control and accuracy once again. So at this point, it's not moving whatsoever. It has 0 recoil. Ammunition type, I have lengthened for the extra bullet velocity because we're only using this thing at long ranges. My rear grip, I rock hatched because you get flinch resistance and vertical and horizontal recoil control with no cons whatsoever. So you get a laser beam of an attachment and there's no cons. I'll take it. And then my 2 perks I have on is brace. My first few shots I fire are going to be a little bit more accurate than the rest of them. And then perk 2, I have fully loaded so I can start with maximum ammo. There is the meta NZ41 build that you want to be using. Moving on to loadout number 2. Now I have the MP7. Y'all are probably wondering, Frizz, why is the MP7 overpowered? I say this because this thing has been viable and usable since the beginning of Warzone. And still to this day, you could use it and find success. And in my eyes, that makes it overpowered because it's just been that good to use for the 3 years Warzone's been out. So starting off with my first attachment, I like to run monolithic suppressor. Dude, something about having a suppressor on is just so nice. You're just off the radar. You get extra damage range as well, so you could use this at medium range engagements and still find success. For the barrel, you're going to want to go with the longest one, which is the FSS Recon. More damage range, more bullet velocity, which is great. You could use this as a sniper support if you wish. You also get recoil control to make this thing more accurate. You can land more shots. For my third attachment, I need to get some mobility, so I rock no stock. As you can see by the mobility bar, it flies. I mean, it's almost maxed out, which is great. This weapon's really slow without the no stock, so make sure you throw this on. Also, you get the ADS speed as well, so you get a little bit snappier aim. My underbarrel that I have on is the Merc 4 grip. The hipfire is really good on this. So you do get a little bit of hipfire accuracy and recoil control. So at this point, your MP7 has little to no recoil. And then my last and final attachment on my MP7 is the 60 round magazine. With this, I'm able to take out multiple enemies without having to reload. Super easy and quick to build. Again, one of the most viable weapons in all of Warzone. Moving on, loadout number 3. For loadout number 3, we have the EM2. Now, this is literally another NZ41, but it does have a little bit more recoil, but still, if you're able to land your shots, it does work. So with the first attachment, I have agency suppressor. Sound suppression, we get vertical recoil control, so starting off on a good note to make this thing more accurate. We get bullet velocity and damage range, so we can make the EM2 hit really hard at long range gunfights. For my barrel, I have on the Task Force barrel. You get bullet velocity and damage range. This is what makes the EM2 TTK super quick. And we get a horizontal and vertical recoil control. Accuracy, power, what more could you ask for? For my optic, I love to rock the X-Arms 3 times. It's the best one. I don't recommend using the one with the blueprint. Just use the default one. It's the best one to use. It just makes it a lot easier to see. For my underbarrel, I have on the field agent grip. This is what makes this thing have the least amount of recoil as possible. Field agent grip is perfect. You can see by the accuracy bar, it goes up quite a bit. And then for my last and final attachment on my EM2, I have the 40 round. The 50 round's great, but the ADS is super slow. It's not really worth it. And with how hard that the EM2 hits, 40 round is more than enough. And there you have it. There are the best attachments to use on the EM2. Moving on to loadout number 4. We have the Owen gun. Now, I actually broke my PR with this class that I'm about to give you, so I had to include this because it is still so good. With the first attachment, I like to throw on the recoil booster. The fire rate's a little bit slow, and when you increase the fire rate, it leads to a faster time to kill. For the barrel, I have on shrouded. You get limb damage, making it stronger. We get bullet velocity as well, so you can use this at longer ranges. And we have less damage fall off at long range. So this is a perfect sniper support, and it's a perfect mid-range weapon if you just don't have any AR ammo. Best barrel in my opinion. For the optic, I like to run the slate reflector. I used to rock the night dart, but the slate reflector is just the one off the ground, and I'm just really used to using it. For the stock, I run remove stock because the mobility is really bad on this, so you're definitely going to need to throw this on. As you can see by the mobility bar, it does go up quite a bit. You can see the pros, man. I mean, sprint to fire, weapon comes up quicker. ADS, you can snap quicker, and the movement speed, you're just a little bit faster on your feet. For my underbarrel, I have on the skeletal. You get more movement speed with this and ADS, so these are mobility attachments. For the magazine, I have on the 72 round Gorenko. You get recoil control and accuracy, making this thing a laser beam. We get another increase in fire rate, so this thing kills incredibly quick, and a larger magazine, which is great, so you can take out multiple enemies without having to reload. My ammunition type I threw on was hollow point for more limb damage, so I'm basically just stacking my limb damage with the barrel, and man, the TTK is unbelievable with it. For my rear grip, I threw on granular. With this, I get aiming stability, so my weapon's just a lot more steady, and it makes it easier for me to land my shots. And I also get aim walking movement speed, which makes it harder for the enemies to hit their shots on me whenever I'm just aiming and walking. Next, my 2 perks I had on were acrobatic. I get movement speed, sprinting, move speed, and then I got it on quick. So the mobility is cracked out. The damage is ridiculous. There's not much more you could possibly ask for. And then moving on to my last and final loadout, we have the Type 100. Not only is this thing overpowered, it's one of the fastest killing SMGs in all of Warzone and beyond underrated. No one really uses it. So here are the attachments you got to rock on it. First, we got recoil booster. Like I said, faster fire rate, faster TTK. For my barrel, I had on the rapid barrel, another increase in fire rate, and we get a little bit of damage range. Don't worry about the damage that we lose with this barrel because the fire rate is so quick, you don't even notice the damage you're losing, which is unbelievable. For the optic, I have on the slate reflector, just like we did on our Owen gun. For my stock, I had on the skeletal. You get sprint to fire speed, so your weapon comes up quicker after sprinting, and we get movement speed, so we feel a lot lighter on our feet. For my underbarrel, I had on the compact. Man, dude, the stray speed is so good with this, and I really like it. You get aim walking movement speed. That's literally it. Your weapon doesn't bob as much as well, so it's just a little bit easier to use. My magazine I threw on was the 36 round mag. Damage range, damage, bullet velocity. This is what makes this thing kill incredibly quick. The best magazine. I know it's only 36, but we're gonna fix that later. My ammunition type I had on was hollow point. I'm only using this thing very up close. I'm not trying to use this as like a sniper support. We got limb damage. I mean, dude, all these little damage buffs we get, this is what makes it so overpowered. For the rear grip, you're gonna wanna throw on granular, just like we did on our Owen gun. We get the aiming stability, and we also get even more aim walking movement speed, which is great. So more accuracy, more speed. And then my 2 perks I had on were sleight of hand. So going back to that small 36 round mag, no worries, we're gonna be able to reload incredibly quick. And then perk 2 was quick, so I could sprint a little bit faster. And there is the best class setup for the Type 100. Now I wanna give you guys a few perks. So for perk 1, I think Serpentine is probably the best. This or Quick Fix. I personally love double time, so I could just sprint quicker. I know it's probably not the best option, but Serpentine, you honestly just get more health. It's like having a 4th plate on. Quick Fix, you regenerate your health a lot faster, so it's really up to you. Perk 2, I like to use overkill, so I can have an AR and an SMG. If you don't really care for that, you could do tempered, so you only need to plate up twice instead of 3 times, which makes it a lot easier to stay alive. You don't gotta carry as many plates, and you're able to get into action a lot quicker. And then perk 3, combat scout is great if you're not able to visibly see that well, and you want to just wall bang people through 10s at rebirth. That works. Or you could do amps, so you could just swap weapons a little bit quicker. That's what I personally like to use. I have throwing knives to finish down enemies a lot faster, stim shots to get out of sticky situations, and for that movement speed boost, which can come in clutch. And that's going to wrap up the top 5 most overpowered weapons to use right now on Rebirth Island. Let me know in the comments which is your favorite weapon that I covered today, and which weapon am I missing out on that I should have put in here. If you guys are brand new, make sure you guys subscribe. A lot of you guys who watch these YouTube videos every single day are not subbed. What are you doing, bro? And then drop a like on the video. It really does help push you out, gives us more exposure, and I will see you in tomorrow's upload. You guys all stay safe, have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.